everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another anime review. I just recently watched Love, Chunibibyo, and Other Delusions, Heartthrob. And of course, this one has everybody's favorite Rika Takanashi, and actually I have her cosplay, but I'm probably not going to cosplay her until later, but I can really identify with her. And of course, Yuta and Chichimiya. And Chichimiya is actually introduced in season 1, but we don't really get to have any interactions with her until this season. And she is a school friend from Yuta's past, and she actually called him Hiro. And what's interesting about that is if you change one of the characters in his name, it actually equals Hiro. But of course, Yuta always reproves her and reprimands her and tells her, please don't call me that anymore. I don't go by that. But she says, you'll always be my hero. And it takes upon a dual meaning. I thought, I already knew what was going to happen. It's got that very typical love triangle story. There's Nibutani is involved, and Saki, poor guy, he's still in love with Kumin, and I couldn't remember Kumin's name from first season. I felt so bad because I really love Kumin. Kumin is the only character who doesn't have Chunibibyo, and it's interesting, she has this kind of expose about it. She reflects and she says, I don't have anything special that sets me apart. I'm thinking, yeah, you do. You know everything about sleeping and napping. That's Chunibibyo. I mean, it's an expertise on a certain subject to the point of having an obsession with it. And part of me thinks that Kumin might be narcoleptic, but there's really no evidence to that. But in the light episode, she sleeps underneath a kotatsu, and she keeps disappearing underneath. It is so cute because Nibutani keeps trying to grab her and get the kotatsu put up for the year. It's so funny. It's what's known as a light episode. The light episodes are much shorter, and I think it's only part of season 2. I didn't see any light episodes in season 1. But it's just a really good anime, even better than season 1. I know a lot of people are saying, I didn't like the ending. I thought that the ending was more of Lady or Tiger, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that should they do another season, which I highly doubt, I wish they would, but if they did, they would probably expand more on the growing relationship and depth of character between Rika and Yuta, and how their love is only growing stronger and stronger. And even though they have Chunibibyo, they can still have love. They can still have a relationship together, and it's so sweet. I love this version. It is so magnificent. It just makes you happy to be alive. And of course, Rika's sister goes overseas to learn cooking, and she returns for summer. I'm not going to go into the episodes in and of themselves. I like the fact that they did this as a dub, and normally I don't care for dubs. I can take them or leave them. I'm not a purist. I do like dubs, but I can follow along a lot better. I actually reassess my knowledge of Japanese. I wish I could speak it, but I mean, I understand. I just think but it's just a really exceptional anime. I give it 2 thumbs way up, and the characters are very endearing. It's extremely relatable, especially if you've ever loved somebody who doesn't love you back, the unrequited love trope. It's very, very, yeah, I just actually went through that, so I understand what one of the characters is going through. I'm not going to say which one, but there is actually more than one. And Nibutani, she's very interesting. Of course, she goes back to her Mori Summer personality, and Dekamori still believes that she's a faker because there's another More Summer that appears out of the blue with a website, and of course, fur flies. Oh, it's hysterical. I laughed so hard. I was just, my sides were hurting. It was so good. And it's like I said, I can really relate to this because when I was in middle school, I think I was in my own little fantasy world. I was overcoming just being slighted by a best friend of mine. She started hanging out with another girl who was cooler than me. She was a preacher's kid. She was more grown up than me. I really didn't have any desire for boys, not until I was 21. I'm a real late bloomer. But I was that's when I became absolutely obsessed with Power Rangers. Seriously, it was my world. Jason was my favorite. I had a crush on Skull, still do actually. And Felix later on when I started watching Samurai, and now Snide. I think, oh gosh, he's so cute. Why does he have to be so handsome? Oh, I'm probably old enough to be his mother, but ugh, suffice it to say, I'm not robbing the cradle. But yeah, that was my whole middle school experience. It was Power Rangers. I was just all about that, and I learned about O Ranger later on, and I thought, oh, this is where it came from. I thought, all right, and they still have O Ranger. And there are some interesting things about this show as well. The references it makes, if you're an otaku like me, oh, you will just relish them. I think, yes, yes. Because unfortunately, I knew every single reference. And for a Westerner, I think that's pretty darn impressive. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and I just wanted to get this out in the open. I don't know how to do Kickstarters, but I was thinking about teaching English over in Japan. I know it would be a huge culture shock because I can't read hiragana, katakana, let alone write it, but I understand, so I could learn, and I don't know any cognates, so I would memorize everything because I have an ear, apparently. But I could do that, and I think it would be the best experience I've ever had. It's just something I've always wanted to do. But I know if I go over to Nagasaki or Hiroshima, I'm going to cry because the first real memory that I have, and it's from past life. I actually told my dad, and he kind of gave me this odd look, but I think he understood. I think he knew that I'm not lying about this, but this is the last thing I remember. It's really strange because I didn't really recall this until later on in life, and it was as clear as day. And I remember I had my arms around somebody. I was probably an adult, and I had my arms around a child. But what happened there was a big flash of light, and I said, there's no other, that's nothing other than the bomb. That couldn't be anything else. Why would I remember that? Why would I can't. Grave of the Fireflies, which is one of my favorite films, but it's hard, I think. It's difficult for me to watch because, part of me kind of wanted, that part of me is like, I want Japan to win. But I think, yeah, please don't say that, but I just think, what would it be like if we'd probably be speaking Japanese and writing in Japanese. But, yeah, it's just one thing that I always remember and always will, but I want to do it. It's something that is on my bucket list, and I think it would be a good experience for me. And he also mentioned taking photographs and making money off of it, and I don't have anything holding me back, so it's something I could do in my spare time. And I've got a professional grade camera, but a lot of things are going on. I'm just doing a quick update right now, but as you can see, there's really nothing left in my room, nothing left in the other rooms. See, it's completely bare. And that was during the auction, but I'm thinking about two places. I've got my fallback, like I said. Lots going on. I'm going to keep you updated. It's an exciting time. It's exciting. It's also frustrating and frightening, but